Hello, my name is Steve Auferoth, and I'm the Health and Fitness Director for the City of Eugene, and welcome to FitCity Wellness Center for this edition of Core Fitness. Core fitness, what does it really mean? Our body's core is somewhere between our top of our chest area to the middle of our thigh area. So you think of this whole cylinder as a core, not just any one specific muscle group like the abdominal muscles, the oblique muscles, all the other muscles that people talk about being important for the core. They're all important and they all need to be exercised. And so this edition of Core Fitness, we're going to focus on 9 simple exercises using an exercise ball. So that's all you need is one exercise ball. And if you have one at home, great. If you don't have one, you can pick one up anywhere at a sporting goods shop, big box stores. They have them everywhere. So just grab one that's correct for your height and fill it up appropriately. If it's new, you're gonna have to fill it up a little bit and then wait for it to stretch a little bit and then fill it up some more. So the big thing on the ball is you don't want it to be too full, so it's too hard and too bouncy, or too uninflated, so it sags down when you push your weight on it. So we're gonna get going here. I'm gonna have a couple different views, one straight on, one from the side, so you can see each of the exercises we're gonna do. They're all pretty straightforward. I will talk about either the time that you use for each exercise, or once in a while we'll talk about reps. And so I'll go through that each exercise. Again, 9 exercises, simple to do. You progress as you can, and this will increase your core fitness strength. We are back at the FitCity Wellness Center, and I have an exercise ball. They're called many different things. Sometimes they're called a Swiss ball, sometimes they're called a core ball, a Pilates ball, a yoga ball. We call them a big ball, so it doesn't really matter what you call it, as long as you have one of these balls. And so mine, I put sand in it, so it won't roll away. So if you have, that might be an idea, if you haven't filled yours up yet, is to put in about a pound of sand or so whenever it goes, it won't roll away and makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna go over 9 exercises. I've got them written up on the board here, so I don't forget. We'll talk about the technique. As I said, I have a side view over here and a front view. So the first one is called a plank, a basic forearm plank, which you might have done on the floor. This is done on the ball, which adds a little bit of instability, and so it takes a little bit more coordination of your core. In all these exercises we're gonna do, for most all of them, I'm gonna talk about a posterior pelvic tilt. So if you put your fingers on your pelvis, you wanna tuck your tailbone underneath, sucking your belly button into your spine, and that's the posterior pelvic tilt, and that's the safest position to be in doing this type of core training. So the plank is the first one, and I want to suggest you start off with 5 or 10 seconds, maybe 1 or 2 sets, and progress up to maybe 30 seconds, and if you really like it, progress up to about 60 seconds. So the main thing on all these, if you start to feel some pain in your low back, then you want to come down from whatever you're doing and you want to stop. Because if you start to feel that pain in your low back, you're compressing the low spine, and that's causing some pain, and so you've lost your core. And so it's better to start off really easy and then work your way up to more time, more reps, etc. So the plank is going to be, your body's going to be straight like a plank in a posterior pelvic tilt. You're going to be on your toes, on your forearms. You do want a little bit of space between your forearm and your bicep, so you're not laying on your forearms. So I'll get in this position, hold it for about 10 seconds. You'll see it from the front, you'll see it from the side, and this is a great way to start. So I'm up, posterior pelvic tilt. My biceps are off my forearms. I'm just breathing normally. My neck is in a natural alignment with my spine. Nice and easy. And that is the plank. And I'm going to come back down. So again, you work on your time and only progress as you can. I would start off with just 1 set of all these things for the first 2 or 3 times, and I would recommend doing it 2 or 3 times a week is all that's needed, and then you can move up if you choose to. Okay, exercise 2 is called stir the pot. So we're gonna be in the same plank position, except we're gonna move our forearms in a counterclockwise and a clockwise fashion. So you don't have to make a big stir motion, just make a little stir motion, and that increases the stress on the core and increases the amount of you have to stabilize your pelvis so you don't go anywhere. Again, you don't want your hips moving. All I want is my arms moving. So in this one, I'm going to suggest you do a couple of reps each way and then come down. So I get my posterior pelvic tilt, I'm set, and then counterclockwise 1, counterclockwise 2, clockwise 1, clockwise 2. So That's called stir the pot. And again, you can add more reps as you feel you can, but don't overdo it too soon. If you get sore the next day, that's okay, but then come back in a couple days and do it again. So I'm gonna do this to stir the pot again. I'll go clockwise first this time. In my plank position, posterior pelvic tilt. Clockwise 1, clockwise 2, counterclockwise 1, counterclockwise 2, back to the start, and back down. Okay, that's exercise 2. Now we go on to number 3. It's called push-aways, one of my favorite ones. So same plank position, except this time we're going to push our forearms away from us. And you want to keep that perfect plank position. You're not going to rock forward on your toes. Your toes are going to remain stationary. And then all you're doing is pushing your hands out in front of you. And this one is one of the harder ones. And so start off with a couple reps. Do them nice and easy. If you feel like you're losing your core as you push your hands away, well, then you want to come down immediately and try it the next time. So I'm going to get into my plank position, posterior pelvic tilt, push my hands away, pull them back, push away, pull them back. What I see a lot of people doing is as they push, they rock forward on their toes, so they're not really getting any change in the core pressure. So the farther my hands go away, the more pressure I feel and the greater strengthening I get in my core muscles. So again, you must be able to keep your core position perfectly while doing this. So I'm going to recommend you start off with 1 or 2 reps, slowly increasing over time and as you get stronger. So number 4 is called knee tucks. So I'm going to move the ball behind me. I'm going to get my feet on the ball. And this is a great reason why I like the sand, because the ball doesn't roll away. I'm going to be in a push-up position. If you have wrist issues, elbow issues, shoulder issues, you might not want to do this, but if it doesn't hurt, that's good. When you put your feet on top of the ball, I'm going to suggest you have your instep or the inside of your foot on the top. And if that's too hard, move up to your ankle. If that's too hard, move up to your shin, and so on and so forth until you feel like you can do this. So as you have more or less of your feet on the ball, then it becomes a little bit more challenging. So I want to keep my butt pretty level with my shoulders as I do this, and I'm trying to bring my knees under my tummy. So this will take a little bit more balance because your feet are on the ball. Okay, so I have my toes on the ball, my bottom's up, straight line, posterior pelvic tilt, bring my knees in, push back, bring my knees in, push back. So try not to let your pelvis drop as you do this. Push in or pull in, push back, pull in, push back, come on down. So those are called knee tucks. A really, really good exercise. So what some people will do with that exercise, if they want to challenge themselves, they'll do a push-up and then they'll do a knee tuck. So either way you do that, pretty challenging. Okay, should have left the ball behind me. The next one is called pike ups. So same starting position. And now I'm going to take my bottom towards the ceiling. A little bit more challenging exercise. And you really like having the sand in the ball when you're doing these kind of things. Okay, I'm in my plank position. I take my bottom to the ceiling, go up as high as you feel comfortable. I have to be able to stabilize. Go down, keep your knees locked, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Take my pelvis up and back down and back to the floor. So again, those are a little bit more challenging. So if you can do those, great. If not, you can work into them and they'll get better, or you'll get better, you'll get stronger. And so as you progress, you're gonna feel your core get stronger, you're gonna feel your back get stronger, and you're gonna find that everyday activities become a little bit less taxing. So these aren't necessarily easy. I'm breathing a little bit, and that's fine. Okay, number 6 is called the four-point bridge. So this one you'll see from the side. I'm gonna get on my back, put the bottom of my feet on the ball. Okay, So I'm going to bridge up, pushing my pelvis up. You can use your hands for stabilization, elbows. If you're getting stronger and you want more challenge, lift your hands straight up so you don't have any base on the ground beside your back. So I'm going to lift up. So that's 1. Straighten my legs out. That's 2. Bring them back. That's 3. Down to the floor. That's 4. So lift my pelvis up. 1. Straighten my legs out a little bit. That's 2. Takes a little bit more stabilization. Bring them back. That's 3. And back down for 4. Okay, one more of those. Lift up. Straighten the knees out a little bit. Pull back and down. All right. So that's called the 4-point bridge. All right. We have 3 left. There we go. I'm back. Had a little technical difficulty there. Lost my microphone. Okay, so now a little bit more challenging one. We're going to do a knee tuck back into a pike up. And so again, you're going to really like the sand of the ball so it doesn't roll away. 1 foot up. The other foot up. Okay, I'm in my good position. Bring my knees forward, back, pike up, and back down. Knee tuck, back, pike up, back down. One more. Knee tuck, up, back, pike up, down, and down. And so, again, a little more challenging. So if you want to start with 1, that's great. If you can't do that yet, no problem whatsoever. Okay, number 9. Now we're going to specifically work on our hamstring muscles, which is the back of the thigh. So 3 muscles that are very important to the stability of our spine is our hamstrings. A lot of times they're very tight, so that pulls on our pelvis, flattens out our back. That's not good, so we need strength as well as flexibility in our hamstrings, our low back. So I'm going to be on my back, put my feet, bottom of my feet on the ball, and then I'll pike up. And I'll do what I did in the 4-point, but I'll keep doing it just with a leg curl exercise instead of the 4-point bridge. Okay, my feet are placed correctly. Again, you need more stability, hands down, less stability, even less stability. So I'll try it on my elbows. I pike up. I go out and back, out. Tremendous work on the hamstrings, out and back. I'll try a few more like this. I have less stability, I can feel it already, so I'm not going quite out as far. And one more, and then back, and then down. So that was the leg curl. Tremendous exercise. Okay, the last one is called a knee tuck walk. It's definitely the most challenging exercise. So I'm going to move back away out of the frame a little bit, or farther away from the frame. And then I'm going to get into a knee tuck position. I'm going to try to walk my hands forward while bringing the ball forward at the same time. So you'll see best on the side view of this as we do this. So I'm going to move back to my mark here that I placed earlier. So I'm going to place the ball right there. And I'll probably only be able to get in a couple. So to get the idea. So you get up into your knee tuck position. Okay, I got to bring the ball forward a little bit, walk forward. Bring the ball forward, step forward. Bring the ball forward, walk forward. Bring the ball forward, walk forward. Trying to keep my pelvis up at all times. So there, that's good on that one. So that one is definitely challenging, and maybe it's advanced exercise, and you can wait to do that one a little bit later. So that's the 9 exercises, and in the video you'll see that I'll make recommendations for time or repetitions that will be, I think, beneficial. So again, start slow, work your way into it, And within a couple weeks, doing it 2 or 3 times a week, your core is going to get stronger, you're going to feel better, and you're going to feel like you can do things a lot easier. So that will do with this edition of Core Fitness, and I'll see you next time from FitCity Wellness Center. Bye for now.